kids. Welcome to your Wednesday WordNow StoryTime with Miss Emily Ann. We are going to pick up where we left off in the Illustrated Children's Bible. If y'all remember, we left off on Jacob and Esau. And when we left off, Jacob and Esau were not on very good terms. Jacob had lied to their father and stolen from Esau his birthright. And so he ran away because he knew Esau was going to be really, really angry. And as we all saw, Esau was a big dude. So Jacob was a little scared. He's a big guy. He's a very angry guy. So Jacob went ahead and ran away. I don't blame him. So, while Jacob was on the run, he had a dream. And it was a very good dream. It was a very important dream. It was a dream that has inspired some classic rock. Stairway to Heaven. Jacob's dream, Genesis 28. Jacob traveled to the house of his uncle Laban. On the way, he stopped for the night. Using a hard stone as a pillow, he lay down to sleep. That night he had a dream in which he saw a stairway resting on the earth with its top reaching to heaven, and angels were walking up and down it. At the very top stood the Lord, and he said, "I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your descendants the land on which you lie. Your descendants will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread to the west and the east and to the north and the south. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what is promised." That's a good promise. Got some angels, got some clouds. Sweeping proclamation. Very important. And I bet it made Jacob feel a whole lot better because he was probably feeling really lonely and really scared, and like he didn't have anybody with him because his brother was mad at him and his father just died and he had to run away from home and he probably would never see his mother again. So I think that probably made him feel a lot less alone, which is something that prayer can do. Whew. Now this story. Boy, does this story get complicated. How do I explain this? We don't do it this way anymore. Just gonna leave it at that. Tricked into marriage. Genesis 29. Alright, so we've got Jacob. And we've got Leah and Rachel. And that is Uncle Laban, the gray-haired guy, a little older. Okay. Let's hear the story. Okay. There we go. Now you can see. Jacob worked in the house of his uncle Laban, and he fell in love with Laban's younger daughter, Rachel. His uncle agreed that if he worked for him for 7 years, then at the end of that time, he could marry Rachel. We left. After 7 years, the marriage took place, but when Jacob lifted the veil from his wife's face, it wasn't Rachel standing before him, but her elder sister Leah. He had been tricked. Now, normally you'd get real mad about that. This Laban guy, good at the tricking, very tricksy. And yes, I know, my desk still isn't clean. Don't judge me. Alright. Laban told him that it was the custom that the eldest daughter marry first, but he said that if Jacob would promise to work for him for another 7 years, then he could marry his beloved Rachel. Jacob loved her so much that he agreed. Rachel was always his favorite wife, but God took pity on Leah and blessed her with 4 strong sons, while it was many years before Rachel had a son. Nowadays, you just get the one wife. So be nice to her. If you're lucky enough to be blessed. And this Laban guy, lots of trickery, got 14 years of free service. We're a little mad at this Laban guy. But next story, he gets what's coming to him. Because he can't just trick people forever and expect it to go awesome forever and not have any consequences. Because people don't like getting tricked. So, as you can see, God was on Jacob's side in this little one. So, we've got Genesis 30 through 31. We've got a bunch of sheep. Remember I told you, a lot of sheep in this part of the Bible. In the whole Bible, actually. Oh, I feel like there's less in the New Testament, but there's still a lot. New Testament's got some donkeys, too. It was mostly sheep back then. Alright, so we got sheep. This is a water trough, and you use that to feed, or to water livestock, so that they can all drink from it. And apparently nowadays we also use that for baptisms. Because sometimes you gotta take the water to the person getting baptized when they can't host it in the church. Here's Laban with his little flock, and this is just, green, beautiful pastures, Laban's land. Okay, without further ado, let's get on to the story. Okay. Although Jacob felt it was time to return home, his uncle wanted him to stay. He agreed to give him as his wages all the marked or speckled animals in the herds. But then Laban tried to cheat Jacob by rounding up any marked animals and sending them away with his sons so that all the new animals would be born without marks. This Laban guy. Shady. But it's not going to work out so great. We got this page too. But God told Jacob to place some fresh peeled branches in the animals' water troughs when the strong, healthy animals came to drink, and all the new animals that were born to them were spotted or speckled. In this way, all the strong animals went to Jacob, and all the weak animals went to Laban. Jacob knew that his uncle would continue to cheat him, so one day he set off for home, along with all his family, servants, and animals. Laban chased after him, but in the end, the two men agreed to let each other be. So, Jacob got the wife he loved and all of his sheep. Good for him. Alright, so that brings us to our Hebrew word of the week. Now, as we talked about, there's a big theme of brothers not getting along so well. So, I thought it would be fun to learn the Hebrew word for brother, which is ach. Ach. If you want to say my brother, ahi. 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 If you want to say sister, ahot. Ahi is my brother, ach is brother, and ahot is sister. Now we already learned father, Abba, mother, Ima. So father, mother, brother, sister. Abba, Ima, ach, ahot. And now you know. Let's do one more little story because it's relevant, and then we'll move along. So this is Genesis 32 through 33, wrestling with God. Jacob and God. Let's see. Jacob was worried as he returned home with his family, for he did not know how his brother Esau would greet him. Brother, how will my Esau greet me? Or, since it's my brother, how will Ahi greet me? When a messenger said that Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men, Jacob feared the worst. This is a lot of Hebrew words we already know, because we got brother, and messenger, malak. We're starting to learn, y'all. We're starting to be able to put sentences together. So excited! I don't know where that voice came from. Anyway. Alright. Jacob was worried as he returned home with his family, for he did not know how his brother Esau would greet him. When a messenger said that Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men, Jacob feared the worst. He sent some of his servants ahead with gifts for his brother to help appease him, to make him not mad anymore. That's what appease means. Kind of comes from the same root as please. Calm him down. Then he sent his family and everything he owned across the river. Jacob himself stayed behind alone to pray. Suddenly a man appeared, and the two of them wrestled together until daybreak. When the man saw he could not overpower him, he touched Jacob's hip so that it was wrenched. He asked Jacob to let him go, but Jacob replied, "Not unless you bless me." Then the man said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men and have overcome." When Jacob asked his name, he would give no reply, but blessed Jacob. Then Jacob understood that he had wrestled with God himself. And when Jacob finally came face to face with his brother, he found that Esau had forgiven him and welcomed him with open arms. And that is the happy end to today's story time. So the brothers are back together. They're back being friends. And next time we will pick up with returning to Bethel. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I will see you on Sunday for service.